and just wanted to provide some further clarification. But let's jump into it. Butters has a great schedule lined up for everybody. We've seen some new people trickle in, but before we get into on the radar, let's take a look at some of these new bad boys because we all love the avatars, the original 5K, but going on to Rarity Sniper and just looking, when you first click on the collection and you see, the new, like the updated like profile, it's just cool to see those new ones trickled in. They pop out to me immediately just because I've been looking at the other ones for so long. So these are just some of the ones I've pointed out that I really like. These are some of the top ones that you'll see. Obviously the rust color never came out. That was something that Vinny talked a lot about back when he showed off the initial rarity tables that they were really proud of. I was talking to a friend of mine and I said that I thought that this, like when I first saw it, when it popped out, the first thing I thought of was like Fallout 4 vibes. I don't know why.
Totally.
Just like that kind of rustic feeling. Kind of looks like an avatar that's like kind of just came out of the sand or something. Like it's sick. The all gold one. The female cowboy hat.
Crazy.
Crazy. I think that's only like the second of two gold cowboy hats. I think the male one popped out in the first 5,000, and now we've got this bad boy with the nice green. And then that king is Jesus. It was altered a little bit from the picture that was on our OpenSea. I believe this king on the OpenSea page has goggles, but I actually think it looks pretty damn cool without the goggles. And to me, that's like the quintessential king. Like when I thought of like before I even saw these renders, like way back, months and months ago in March, I was like, what is a king to me? And like that's kind of what I had imagined. So it's crazy to see, after these few months later to see that one like come out. I want to give a shout out to our boy Connor CH. Dude pulled rank 9. Round of applause. I know it's not his, he didn't do anything, but I mean, it's crazy to see that pearl color. It looks amazing. We're very happy for him. Everyone on our community team got something they're happy with. So we're pretty happy. And then finally that aqua dark, VR goggle king is also pretty cool. I've actually been seeing a ton of it seems like the aqua is a little bit more prevalent in this side of the collection, which is awesome. I got like an aqua orange one that's like a top 1,000, but it's just like a common. But that aqua is pretty damn rare, so it's cool to be seeing like more of them come out. Actually, I don't think that one is aqua. I could be wrong, but aqua in general is awesome. Anything on these ones?
Dude, I agree with you on the quintessential king thing. Like when I saw that, before you saw that, I was like, without any sort of thing on the face, sort of like, I mean, obviously like the VR goggles are sick, but like something about the king helmet with nothing on the face, it's very pure. It's dope.
Yep. And then did I talk about that gold one in the middle? I mean, come on. I think
you briefly mentioned it. I mean, come on.
Huge shout out to Benny and his team. As always.
Algorithm.
That one's cracked, actually.
Yeah, it's actually crazy.
That's one of my top 5s, I think. So,
like the light, especially on that,
the light hits it so beautiful.
All right, Butters.
JPEGs and CCO.
Time to shine.
CCO summer. Well, first off, of course, I forgot to say it because I'm a schmuck. Welcome back to the Stable Table, where we, the members of the Silks team, gather each week to bring our community valuable information and out-of-this-world discussion around all things Silks and Web3. Jesus. All right. Firstly, on the radar, XCOPY sold a cool JPEG. What? Who would have guessed?
How much did it go for?
Well, you see, this one out of one went for 256 ETH in auction on, what was it? Oh my god, I'm forgetting the platform. It wasn't LooksRare. I think it was,
Rarible?
Yeah, Rarible or... Oh my god, I forgot. But it's called God is Typing, and the price at the time of sale, obviously, it was 256 ETH. Actually, specifically 256.529, and at the time, that was valued at $443,446. It's not just a JPEG, too, that's a cool XCOPY-esque GIF. But just goes to show you that JPEGs are cool. Very interesting.
Why do you think it sold for so much?
Honestly, well, it's obviously because of like this would not have sold for so much if it wasn't X Copy. X Copy's rise to fame is really interesting because he's sort of like the story of like an artist who wasn't really making a lot before NFT technology came. Also, I apologize if I sound like poop. I have COVID. Um,
Oh, thanks for letting everyone know. Right in the
yeah,
middle of the yeah.
keep your distance. Keep your distance now. Um, Yeah, it's just because XCOPY has cloud and his rise to fame is really cool, and he sort of embodies what Web3 is all about, which is the struggling artist that was able to finally get compensated for quote unquote what he's worth in this dark world. But it's cool. You should check it out. Not much to say about that unless we want to talk about XCOPY's weird art style, which is strange. And honestly, I feel like if things look like it looks like my key, right, the one thought that comes to my head all the time is like, when you look at something like this, it looks like you could draw that if you were like 3 years old. But honestly, I don't think I could do this sort of work if I was 3 years old. I think that there's actually like weird like meaning behind how like simple but like rigid and crazy his art is. It's like, it's nuts, dude. I could not do it. Anyway, more of a bigger story this week is the Moonbird CCO. I'm sure people have heard about this, but Moonbirds we've talked about in the past on the show, run by Kevin Rose, who's a um, highly qualified influencer in the NFT space. And he's doing some really cool things with Proof XYZ and Moonbirds, which is the PFP project under the Proof XYZ ecosystem. And just it was sort of weird, like out of nowhere. Kevin made this announcement saying, "We're announcing that Moonbirds and Oddities XYZ, which is another thing under Proof, are, I believe, or from context, are moving to the CCO public license. We believe this honors and respects the values of the internet and Web3 and starts a new important phase of the project." Now, CCO, I didn't really know what this is basically public domain. So CCO, quote unquote, is from an article, enables scientists, educators, artists, and other creators and owners of copyright or database protected content to waive those interests in their works and thereby place them as completely as possible in the public domain, so that others may freely build upon, enhance, and reuse the works for any purposes without restriction under copyright or database law. So it gives creators a way to waive all their copyright-related rights in their works to the fullest extent allowed by the law. This is similar or comparable to an open source software license. And it's interesting, a lot of criticism on the way that they went about this because it sort of just happened overnight, and Moonbird holders weren't not necessarily, they completely were not expecting this to be a thing that was under the moon, like was with the project, which is kind of weird. And that was the main criticism. The overall consensus on CCO is that it's sort of like embraces Web3 culture. It's like it's very like builder-esque, like more Web2 thinking is Web2 thinking with this concept frame would be like sort of like releasing the IP to the public so that anyone can build on it, like diminishes the brand's control. Whereas I was thinking like Web3 thinking would more be like releasing the IP so that anyone can build on it, only builds it up, and everyone collaborating together is sort of the idea of what this is all about. The weird thing is, and one of the takes from Nifty Alpha was that the positives of this are that it's innovative, but the negatives are people who bought into Moonbirds or like believed it or like are holders. They didn't know that their NFT would be CCO'd, and they still own the tokens, but the art and I guess they have ownership over the tokens, but the art itself is able to be built upon. So now me and you can go make like a tequila brand out of Moonbird 2094. Exactly. It's just kind of weird. But
that's what I'm saying. Think about how you can like use the IP of something like your Silk, for example. Like I look into the audience and I look at Major Tom. I'm just gonna call you out. Dude's got an amazing ape on display.
Yeah, look at that.
Major Tom could take his ape and advertise it in any way that he wants, for his own digital brand. He can make a product around his ape. That's kind of what Web3 is built around. You see all of these like derivative projects. I've been seeing like in the last, like, I wouldn't say during this bear market, but like these derivatives of certain apes. We were talking to an influencer at NFT LA, Butters and I, that is doing, I don't want to call it out by name, but it's doing the same type of thing where it's related to that specific ape. So you can see people kind of just outsourcing their assets and kind of using the brand that they've already been given. But it's almost like that their CCOs like Okay, no. It's like very like Web 2, you know what I mean? Like you're saying. It's like
Or no,
10
I
steps
meant like
backward.
I meant CCO embraces Web 3, but I was sort of like framing it like Web 2 thinking would be like, oh, if we CCO, then other people have control of our brand, which is bad.
Exactly.
But Web 3 thinking is that CCO is good because it allows everyone to build on the IP, which actually builds up the brand.
Exactly. So then you could take, your pre-existing avatar and then just, do exactly whatever, like exactly that. Do
Yeah.
whatever the hell you want with it, right?
So in the
Um,
context of Silks, if we CCO'd, it wouldn't make sense for a game like this. It makes zero sense actually. However, if that were to happen, just to put it in context for people, that would mean that anyone's avatar or anyone it means even if you don't own your avatar, you still have the IP rights over it. So you can go and make a tequila brand over an avatar that's not yours. This is more for the art side, the pure art side of NFTs in what I'm thinking right now. Because there wouldn't be a use case for CCO, I don't think, with anything like Silks. It's just interesting and kind of strange that
yeah,
Moonbirds
it's
went ahead and
interesting.
just did this without telling anyone. I mean, this literally came out of nowhere. That's why it blew up all over Twitter.
That's why we talk. I mean, as soon as it came out, we were like, oh, this is, we're going to talk about this week. I mean, these are just some more industry thoughts from different influencers.
Yeah. Oh, we got the other thoughts going out. Yeah. So I just want to see what you're putting up. Yeah. So then this, we got a little out of order here. What are these ones? Yeah, with CCO. So this is just basically going over the individual retains ownership of the NFT and the provenance. However, as the added benefit, this is a more optimistic perspective. The added benefit of an entire community of creators, if they so choose, to exponentially drive the value of the creativity of said NFT through derivative work in the public domain. Basically, the thinking here is, I saw a tweet that was like, if someone goes ahead and does something cool with an NFT that you own, either a specific number of a certain collection or just anything in a collection, if they go ahead and do something cool, the idea is that it boosts the IP or clout or value of said NFT project. So allowing other people to build on it, in theory, boosts talk about the project and someone could do something cool with it. And then a lot of people were frustrated with the change out of nowhere, but people believe that CCO creates a more overall value to a project than a handful of rare NFTs that license IP backed by capsule teams with strong communities. People think that Proof are going to be able to pull it off. Can we send another one of those tweet?
Those were all of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. There's some other people bringing up like strange points about hate groups. Like people started lashing out immediately, and it was like, what if, for example, like Nazis used your CCO art, and then people were shutting that down. A funny tweet from Punk6529. It was not my assumption that Nazis are super into art and spending a lot of time on super rare. And then 99% of famous art museums is now in the public domain, and yet I have not noticed a lot of Van Gogh themed Nazi rallies. Like, it's like people are just, shooting back at Moonbirds and the Proof team with like sort of weird arguments. I don't know. I'd love to hear what you guys think about CCO or are we moving to a CCO summer? Question mark. We get that in the question section of the show. Yeah. Any other thoughts on CCO?
I said my piece. What do you think, Gav?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's first of all, it's like so ridiculous how people like the takes people have on everything. But I find it. I do think we're falling into a CCO summer. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, and XCopy made all his work CCO now. It's not like this is a new thing. I mean, people have been doing this, but it's like, you have big players making it, pushing it out on Twitter more. So it's cool. I learned some new stuff. Fell into some nice rabbit holes from that.
All right, let's talk about Solana and Slope, and then we can hop into this alpha.
Solana NFT is booming right now, even though after the hack.
They probably are.
What'd you say?
They probably are. I want to put. Did anybody? I mean, we'll wait till we open up the floor. But did anybody lose anything in this hack?
We send it in the. I
lost
chat. Because
one soul.
we had some Voyager people, right?
Yeah, we had a few Voyagers.
We had a couple Voyager people, and that wasn't fun to hear.
let us know if you have any experience with this. But I was recently pumping Solana. I was actually a big fan of what they were doing. I found STEPN.
You were a key factor in the Solana pump. Everyone on Twitter was listening to you.
Everyone on Twitter was listening to me. All of
You're an influencer.
My entire 250 followers.
Dude, you influenced the price of Solana.
Do you want to explain what happened?
You at least had a sort of a footprint.
I am the footprint.
You're a Solana influencer. All right. So as everyone knows, and it's going to be tiring to get through this, there was a gigantic, tremendous, widespread attack on the Solana ecosystem, and at the time of, honestly, there's not a lot of like press right now that's like coming out more recently besides the Slope Twitter accounts and the accounts of the investigators involved, but at press time of this article that I found, which is August 2nd, over $7 million worth of SOL, SPL, and other tokens have been siphoned out of affected hot wallets. So what happened? So the attacker orchestrated, it was a mass private key exploit, and they stole native tokens like SOL and SPL tokens and USDC from hot wallets, and most targeted wallets were inactive for more than 6 months, and specific platforms that were attacked are Phantom and Slope wallets. Those holders had suffered, and while the direct cause of the exploit was still largely unknown, according to Twitter user Fubar, it might have been an upstream dependency supply chain attack, which I totally know exactly what that is, but I'm just not going to go into it because you couldn't possibly understand it, but I definitely know what that is. And in the article, it was stated, and in a press release, that moving assets to a hardware wallet was mentioned as the only viable option for protecting you if you were affected and not already drained. So wink, wink, Stabletail's been telling you, get your ledger from the official website. Yeah, and then regarding Slope's most recent press release and statement about the incident, they're conducting internal investigations and audits, but have not fully confirmed the nature of the breach. In a more recent update by OtterSec, which is a security firm that Slope is working with, they quoted saying, they've independently confirmed that Slope's mobile app sends off mnemonics via TLS to their centralized Sentry server, and then those are stored in plain text, meaning anybody with access to the Sentry can access user private keys. This exploit, however, did not account for all hacked addresses. So this was, I think in the article it stated this was like this exploit accounted for like 15% of the hacked addresses. So they're still investigating. They're working with like cool. I mean, I say cool. I like dove into these companies because I thought it was dope. Like there's like these crazy cybersecurity cryptocurrency companies like TRM and OtterSec. They're making some really cool. Their statements just make me feel like an FBI agent, so I feel cool when I'm doing Stabletail stuff. And yeah, and then if we go, did you release that next one? Sorry, it's hard to keep.
Slope?
Yeah. So yeah, Slope. Pretty cool. They like offered a 10% bounty for the safe return of the community's funds, basically saying like the hackers can keep 10% of what they stole, and then they just send the other back to this wallet, and they're granting them immunity. I don't know if like they're actually going to grant them immunity. Like it would be pretty funny, like clown, if they like had the hackers send the funds back and then just totally like arrested them. And I already said they're working with crypto native cybersecurity companies to find answers.
Arrested them.
And yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Like they do this bounty thing, and after like looking at OtterSec's like going through their Twitter and like TRM, which is another cybersecurity company they're working with, they seem to do this bounty thing quite often with cryptocurrency burglaries. It interests me. I was like, it's actually a pretty good system. I wonder like what the success rate of that is. Like, honestly, if you guys were hackers, would you return 90% of the funds and risk?
I have like no way to even think about this. Like, I want to know the percent rate too. Like,
it'd be so interesting.
Does this work?
I wonder if it works. Like, it's like, hey, keep 10%. Well, like it said 7 million. Like, it was probably more. They probably stole more than that. So like, it's still a pretty good like return. You can be a little less of an asshole if you return it. Yeah, their main focus, they stated in the press release, obviously their main focus is getting their money back. But it's getting the community's funds back, to restore some public image because I believe Solana's price during this attack took quite a hit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Do we have an update on that? I didn't check that out. I should have. Yeah, but just all around crazy. Like, just really shows you the importance of having a hardware wallet where it needs to be physically plugged into your device with the private key on the store on cold storage. To actually approve any sort of transaction whatsoever.
Yeah, please do buy one. You'll never lose your silks if you buy one. It's impossible.
Well, it's not impossible. You can still sign some stupid shit.
Okay, well, let's just say it's impossible.
It's less likely.
It's less likely.
No one can just tap into your computer and get your stuff. You need to physically sign it on the device.
Yes, you have to be intentional.
Right.
All right. Before should we talk about horses?
Horses? Yeah, let's get some alpha in here. I mean, you've really hyped up the crowd. I believe they're expecting something good, so you better deliver.
I better deliver. Well, this was delivered to my inbox from the development team. Let's just take a look at the inner workings of a horse here. Some updates to the design since everybody's last seen it. Gavin, I don't know if you want to speak about that. Yeah.
Yeah, no. What this graphic is, it's a gameplay graphic they're working on. That's the horse idled that you'll see down the road. But as you can see in a second when you guys are looking at it, whenever you're starting, it's actually pretty crazy. He zooms in here to see the horse breathing. You can see the nice move in the tail if you look at the ears. But the breathing right here is so spot on. It's insane. The horse has some polos on. I think that was a nice kind of cool touch. But I'm hyped. This graphic hyped me up.
I'm excited. It's crazy seeing the original designs and then compared to now it's all the animations are moving and it's really cool.
Oh my god, this is the first time I'm seeing this. Look at that, this way the stomach moves.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Oh my god.
Do you want to explain how the bone works? I think the bone system.
No,
I think
we'll share another one that you can kind of see the other day. I think that's another cool thing to have Benny come on and explain all that stuff because personally I can view and kind of know what's going on, but to how they make these things run and from the this graphic here, the platform they work on, a lot of this stuff, the amount of detail that they go into making sure the horse's movement is spot on in real life is actually I just love watching it because I'm super interested. So
it's not like one animation. Every bone is moving
all the way
and connected.
To the ankle.
Yep.
To the hoof.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Have you seen so there's literally a bone structure version of this video sort of?
Yeah.
Yeah, so everything's connected to a plate. It's crazy.
That's cool. What application is this,
You're rugging a bit.
Oh shit. Do you know what software this is?
Oh, this specific one?
It looks crazy to me. I don't know.
Not sure. It looks like Maya, I think.
It doesn't matter, but that's dope.
Yeah.
Little grab head flicks up. Horsey. What do you think this horse's name is? Just
Gun Runner.
I agree with you fully.
I made him a personal name in my head.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's his name in your head?
What's his name in your head?
This is Cheddar.
Oh, okay.
Cheddar.
The chat was just talking about cheese yesterday. It was crazy. Look at Abe. Abe's typing cheddar. It's gonna catch on.
Cheddar.
Anyone want to come up? Any comments about anything we've talked about today? Any thoughts on the avatars? Do you have a cool avatar you want to show off? Of the new designs.
I want to talk about the alpha. What you think about?
Yeah, I see a lot of our horse enthusiasts in the audience. If anyone wants to give us their thoughts.
I think I'm taking another swing at it today. I think I'm gonna go mint another one and finally get a rare avatar.
You're gonna mint another one?
Yeah, today might be the day. I feel it.
If you get the
it's like a roulette. It's like roulette.
It's I'm addicted.
You don't be sick.
The wheel.
And I think it's because I'm losing I lose every time. Well, I never lose, but
I lose every time.
See, you gamble and the community always wins because the money just goes back in. That's the thing.
True. It's true. I've clicked that button 5 times now.
If you get a rare one, you get a rare one, and if you don't, then
yeah. You see,
more for the Dow.
I'm an
We should have you
Avatar hoarder. So I love them all,
Same.
so I hoard them. But I keep on going back for more.
We should all mint another one live on Stable Table, and if we get the tropical racing, we give it to someone in the audience.
How about next Monday we're doing that.
Sure.
Guillermo is requested to speak. I'll go ahead and give you. They changed the invite thing on me.
Yeah, it's new.
It's
But
weird.
we got trivia this Wednesday. And then look out for an art contest. I think that will be posted pretty soon. So some more alpha. Yeah, but if there's no one else, if there's no one in the audience that wants to come on up,
Didn't we have a handout? Oh.
we did.
Oh.
Oh, look what they had too. You could during the show do a direct invite to this channel while the show's
Interesting.
going on. Interesting.
Maybe we could text our little our friends over on the community team. Maybe we can get someone up here.
All
You
right,
in?
Avi, Dragon,
Avi Dragon, are they in the audience?
they are.
They are in the audience. Avi, want to come up here and say something weird? Dragon.
The hot dog.
Good afternoon, Dragon Hot Dog.
Good afternoon, Silks.
Nice
Oh, man.
cowboy. I know we've told you that 10 times, but I'm going to tell you in front of everybody else.
I'm thrilled. My son is over the moon with the cowboy. I finally was able to fulfill his wish of getting a cowboy. For God's sakes, that was so demoralizing for 3 months listening to him tell me, "Get a cowboy, Daddy. Where's the cowboy? Where's the cowboy?" And I'm like, "I don't have one. I can't get one."
Right.
But I wanted to comment on and a shout out to Avi for that poker tournament.
Yes.
Going exceptionally well. Yesterday, we had well over 100 participants. 3 hours of just fun in the sun yesterday.
Yes.
And another shout out to Dario, who's my hype man. If he's in the crowd or if he's not, it doesn't matter. He's my hype man. So you'll be hearing more of me, whether you like it or not, during those poker tournaments.
I'm going to bring the winner of the poker tournament up. Do you have anything to say to the audience after you wiped the floor with them yesterday?
I just have to say thank you to Dragon Hot Dog for that commentary. That kept me going. I think I would have got knocked out real early if I didn't have that commentary going. I really appreciated everybody in there. That was really a great tournament. And as everybody knows, it's doubled up next time. So
Yes.
tell your friends, invite people. Money's being handed out at Silks.
Yes, he's not keeping the money for himself. Don't worry.
Bro, I was so upset with how that ended for me.
You were doing
Oh,
well
yeah.
for a while.
I was doing very well. I ended up getting 11th. My ego got the best of me, so I gotta take care of that next time.
All right, everyone. Avi, anything to add?
I was going to, and now the dog went going. I apologize, but yes. Oh my God, it was just so much fun. I was just gonna say thank you guys. Y'all made it such an enjoyable time, and here's to a lot more. You know.
I just want to reiterate the rules. We'll have 4 more tournaments just like yesterday. And if you're top 9 in any of these next 4, you'll get an invite to the final tournament, which is increased stakes. So
And then also into the yearly one.
Yeah. The annual tour.
The main event.
The main event.
And we have